What's going on, people? It's your boy Perfection back again with another video. This time I'm in the beautiful country of Jamaica. I'm in Old Harbour, St. Catherine's. I just want to go into a story for some of you because 2 days ago I experienced, say 3 days ago I experienced something, and it kind of relates to a lot of us as men, how we are sometimes in foreign countries, how we can be a bit sensitive, to a certain degree even a bit effeminate, you know, because sometimes we take for granted the luxuries that we have in the UK, things like warm water, things like central heating, things like, you know, gas ovens, electric ovens, electric gases, showers. What else do we take for granted? The different variety of alcohol, a different variety of food, how far the shops are to our residence and things like that. So all of these things we take for granted, and sometimes it can kind of effeminate. It can make us a bit kind of soft. That's the best way to put it to you. And by being soft, what happens is, when it comes to traveling to countries like, say, Thailand, say Jamaica, say Philippines, say India, say China, all of these countries, when we first arrive there and we kind of experience things like maybe bugs, you know, like I said before, a long list of things, central heating not being there, warm water, cold water, mosquitoes, all those kind of things, we just want to get up and run. We just can't deal with it, you know, it's too much. So we suddenly want to kind of, which brings me to my story. So, come through the door. You close the gate. So this appears to be like a garage. And I came here roughly about late evening, so I do remember being able to visibly see everything and thinking, okay, alright, let's see what we got to work with. So funny enough, you know, the crazy thing about it, really, to be honest with you, is I actually expected it to be worse. So even though I came in and there was like, you know, it seemed like, what, this is empty, this isn't really a house, you know, it's not really. And I came down here and I looked at the cooking area and I said, wait a minute here, cooking area? How can I said to myself, wow, so I can't really cook because it's not really what I'm used to, truth be told. You know, your boy Perfection isn't used to this. So yeah, it did kind of take me back a bit, you know. Right, so I want to show you something because it's important, right? So as you can see, these two things here. So when I arrived in Jamaica, I brought this with me. Let's see what it says. It says something like circular insect repellent. This was full, right? It's gone now. Because the thing is, when we arrive in these foreign countries, forget about Jamaica, this thing, and I brought this with me as well. Very good actually, Powerplast. I do recommend it, guys. Not for before the mosquitoes bite you, but after they bite you. Because when you rub that on your skin, they're like cloths, 25 cloths. And when you rub it on your skin, it kind of takes away the sting out of it. So I had that, I had these two pieces of equipment. I had that there, I had this there, and I also had this bracelet, okay, this red bracelet. And that was supposed to repel mosquitoes. Anyway, so let's go back. So I've come through the door of the establishment. Then the person said, right, this is where you live. This is where you'll be staying. And he showed me this room and I was like, okay, well, that's not too bad. Again, it's crazy, but it was actually better than what I expected anyway. What I didn't know, however, was the room was infested by mosquitoes. Now remember guys, you can't see mosquitoes. Some of them can. There are some Jamaicans that have like Superman, Superwoman vision, and they literally can see the mosquitoes. I think you can hear them. Sometimes you'll hear by your ears, and that's them. That's a mosquito, okay? So you definitely can't see them, but you sure as hell can hear them. You'll hear and you'll look and you can't see anything. Anyway, so getting back to the story. Week 3, week 2 I've left 3-star hotel to start week 3. Coming to this environment, the room looks good. I'm like, yeah. Now, after 2 weeks, I'd already been bitten anyway, and as far as I was concerned, I kind of acclimatized to the bites. I was like, you know, this ain't too bad. I can get over this or that. What I didn't know though is this area, this room in particular, was highly infested by mosquitoes. Right, so I'm staying in the room on the first night and I'm scratching my skin. And again, it's hard to tell when new bumps are there. Like some people, I was staying with 2 people in the hotel previously. They knew when new bumps were there. I suppose I had so many bumps on my arm that you don't know when a new bite comes. You could be clawing at an old bite that stings, or it could be a new bite. After about a couple hours, 2-3 hours in the hotel though, I did feel like I was getting a little bit bitten, a little more than usual. I think day 2 came by, and I think I had a little bit left of the mosquito cream, so I applied that to my skin. This is what's very important as well. For those that are traveling to another country, a poorer country, the mosquito repellents do actually work, but they're not going to stop mosquitoes from biting you. They're going to reduce it from biting you. Okay? Because a lot of people assume, oh, I applied mosquito repellent and I still got bit, so they're bitten, so there's no point in me wearing it at all. There is. It's a hell of a lot worse compared to you not using it. I'm telling you now. Anyway, cut a long story short. Day 2 now, I'm starting to realize that, wait a minute here, I'm in that room and I'm starting to realize that, wait a minute here, this room's infested by mosquitoes. I'm bit quite badly. And they appear to be a little bit more kind of, what's the word? They're a little bit more deeper and a little bit more vicious, these mosquitoes. Right, cut a long story short, day 3 I came back and it was raining, okay? I went into that room, I sat down on the bed, my feet were drenched in water, and I felt my whole arm sting, my left side of my arm and my right side of my arm. I came out into this, what do they call it now, veranda. I came out into the veranda where I'm at now. I looked down at my arm and it was almost like I had chicken pox going up the whole 2 sides of my arms. I swear to God, people. I tried to take a video of it and I tried to take pictures of it. I literally had bumps. I had about 20 bumps come out each side of my arms within the space of 20 minutes. I had bumps on the left side of my arm going all the way up my arm here. They've gone down now, right? I had bumps going all up all up my arm, right? And all up the other side of my arm as well. Okay, bumps. We're not even talking about little bites now, bumps. And that was it. Throwing the towel. I'm going home now, I'm done. I said to myself, right, I'm leaving, I'm done. You know? The European in me said, no man, I'm not having this. This is going to a hotel. This is the purpose of this video now. We've got there. This is the purpose of this video. I did want to go home. I said to myself, no, I'm not going to deal with this anymore. I didn't come from my luxury home or house or country to be a part of this. You know, this is a worse environment than the environment I'm in when I'm staying at home. So I was about to throw in the towel. And then I remembered someone called Haji. I remembered my Uncle Winston, and I remembered the person's house that I'm staying at, Tyson. And I said to myself, before you give up, before you go all effeminate and soft and, you know, if you had your child hair, if you had your woman hair, so that's something different. But you as a single man that preaches about being a soldier, preaches about being tough, you know, what can you do before you run out with your tail between your legs? What can you do to tackle this environment? Okay? So I came into the room, I quickly grabbed my stuff because I knew that by this time now, remember I said to you that the heavy bumps on my arm came from it raining. So there was puddles outside of each window. There was a puddle outside that window, puddle outside that window. There was a puddle outside that window there. There's holes on the door, there's holes on the floor here, holes on the floor there. So quickly came in here, grabbed my money. I said, right, went down to the store. And I said to myself, I went down to the store. And I must have had about $2,500 in my pocket. And I said, right, walked into the store and I started looking at every single insect repellent they had in each store. Every single insect repellent. Because it was either that. I thought, before you start turning into girl and run off with your tail between your legs, what can you do to fix or make the environment better? That's the whole purpose of this video, guys. You know, us as Europeans, we're too quick to give in and throw the towel in, right? What can you do to tackle this situation? And think about it. What would Haji's a Nigerian that came to my house, right? Whenever we had broken things and we're about to throw them away, Haji would say, what? And Haji would take them out of my hand and Haji would disappear in a room. He'd grab some super glue, he'd grab a few tools, he'd come back and he'd say, there you go. And Haji would fix it. Didn't believe in throwing things, not that he didn't believe in throwing things away, but he didn't believe in just strictly throwing them away. Try actually to repair them. Because in his country, these things don't come around so often. Or in his country, something like this is extremely useful or maybe extremely expensive. So before you throw it away, try to see if you can repair it. Try to see if you can make another use for it. Do you understand? So, I started to think like Haji, right? Started to think like my Uncle Winston. Started to think like the owner of this place, Property Tyson. Went into the stores, bought myself this insecticide. Bought myself this, some plug-in mosquito killer. And I bought myself this, something you spray on your skin and on your arms. And I came back here and I said, right, let's do this. I came into the room, I removed my bag, I removed the sheets, I removed my suitcases, I removed anything that I didn't want some sort of poisonous gas on, basically. That's the best way of putting it to you. Removed it all. I sprayed up the windows here, sprayed it there. Went into here, sprayed the windows where I thought the mosquitoes may go in there. Sprayed up the whole room, okay? Let me get out of here. Sprayed it all up. Closed the door. And believe me, when I mean I oversprayed it, guys, yeah? It was overkill. Overkill. Damn near used a whole can of spray. In fact, I used so much spray that a little fella, a little bug, a little cockroach suddenly ran out. Let's see, yeah. A little cockroach. A little cockroach suddenly ran out from underneath the bed. That's how much spray was in there. And then I tried to get it, but it ran underneath my suitcase. Cut a long story short, guys, I killed off every damn near bug and every buckler that thing in that room was killed off, okay? Moral of the story. There's many beautiful countries out there. Africa, okay? I'm not going to go into all of the names, you guys know what I'm talking about. Even third world countries like Estonia and all those other places. Some places I probably wouldn't go to as a black person. But again, you know, the point of this video is that just because a country is a third world country or second world country and you're used to the luxuries of what you have at home in your first world country, don't decide, you know, I'm not going to go, or don't decide I am going to go to that place, but I'm strictly going to stay in a hotel and stay away from the normal townspeople because I can't cut it with them. I wasn't born to be tough. That's the whole purpose of this video. You are tough. Now, if I had my daughter and I had my woman with me, it would have been a completely different thing. However, as a single man, a little bug on the floor, mosquito bites were bad, but do something about it, guys. If you're going into Thailand, or you're going into the Philippines, or you're going to those kind of places, or Africa, or whatever, prepare yourself. Do you understand? Don't be too kind of effeminate and be quick to run out because it gets a little tough. That's the point I'm making, because you'll be missing out. There's beautiful places in the world where they have a beautiful, you know, people that think differently. They think innocently, you know, especially when you go into the towns of most countries, they think differently. And you'll be missing out if you kind of effeminize yourself by being scared of bugs or washing out of a bucket or whatever it is, you know. We're men. When I think of Haji from Nigeria, Haji is thoroughbred. If I told Haji I ran out of hair because of a bug on the floor, Haji would laugh. He would laugh. If I told my uncle Winston that I ran out of hair because of a bug on the floor, he would laugh. If I told Tyson now that I'm staying at Tyson, I have to leave because of a bug, he would laugh too. Mosquito bites now, however, had I not have seen a change in the room that I was staying in, say I was still getting heavily bitten, because like I said already, all up and down my arm, right? All up and down my arm. It wasn't even bites anymore. It got to the part where it was almost like chicken pox all up and down my arm, right? Large bumps all up and down each side of my arms, right? Visible bumps as well that stuck out. Even the Jamaican hair said, listen, we don't get it. We don't experience what you've experienced. Our skin doesn't get like that. We're used to it. Had that not have gotten better, I would have left regardless. Do you understand? Because I'm not here to experience things worse than your ordinary residents, citizens of the town or of the city or whatever it is. I'm not here to experience worse conditions than what they're experiencing. What I'm preaching is that I'm here, whatever these people can go through, I can go through it too. And I'm going to enjoy, and I'm going to see the real Jamaica. And if it was Africa or Philippines, I'm going to see the real part of the country by being with the real people, not stuck in some 5-star hotel, which you can do in any part of the world. But I'm going to go outside my comfort zone and experience the real side of this country. And washing out of a bucket and me having to kind of change my diet because there isn't as much options as the first world country is not a problem with me, because I know I get to experience other things. I get to experience culture, you know. I'll get to experience harmony. I'll get to experience real survival. I'll get to experience real love, real looking after the elderly people, real looking after each other, real die-hard communities that can't survive if people are all stingy and selfish. And that's the thing that I'm talking about. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. And I hope you've grasped the moral of the story. This has nothing to do with Jamaica. This has something to do with when, you know, people, sometimes we miss out because we've been spoiled by the first world countries. And when we go to other countries, I don't know so much, I can't speak for women, but I can definitely say for men. As single men traveling, grow up here, and just try to kind of climatize, just try to deal with it. And I can promise you, by the third or fourth day, yeah, it will turn around. It will turn around, and you'll go away and you say, you know what? It was different, but it was what's the word? I learned something from it. Do you understand? It was worthwhile. It was captivating. It was new. It was. Do you understand? And you'll go back to your own country and you'll learn to appreciate that even more. Thank you for watching. This is your boy Perfection. Lee on his second to last day in Jamaica. I'll see you when I get back. Peace.